Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Mr. Okwudili Celestine Okwudili, as you already know. And we are here with the good tidings of what has been going on before now. OCO World has come up with a concept again, which we call the Nsukka Talent Showcase. The Nsukka Talent Showcase has been there before now, which was supposed to take place last year, which is 2020. And in that course, COVID-19 came through and withheld every activity, and we shifted it to this year, 2021. But before diving into that, we're going to tell you what that we have done before now. OCO World is an umbrella that houses so many departments. And in that department, we have OCO Records, we have OCO Real Estate, we have OCO Media, we have OCO Academy, and we have OCO Foundation. In OCO Foundation is actually the reason why we are here today, and we are not going to go further than telling you what that we have done before now. In 2018, 28th January, we came up with an idea to thrill and introduce our personality. What is our personality? We called it Ada Carnival. In that very place, we saw Kelwizi, who is under OCO Records. OCO Records has been so wonderful to project him with some music and some performances and some other shows. Now, from that very event that bring up Kelwizi, which is the Nsukka, which is Ada Carnival, we continued because we saw that people enjoyed it. We are now very okay to accept and work on any idea that will be coming forth. And we choose, okay, what next must we do? A friend, a very good friend, I am very happy to mention your name today in my event, in this program, which is it's my close friend, Mr. Nchali Ukweze. He made mention of coming up with an idea that I felt that could engage our youth, which is football. And what business do? I'm into Bet Niger. It is so glorious to still mention Bet Niger into this program today, because Bet Niger gave birth to everything that we are saying today. So I would encourage everybody who is in Enugu North to always play Bet Niger as long as you are 18 and above. So he came up with that idea. I said, okay, man, let us do this stuff and let's see how it goes. And we played it. Our people from Oflono registered. We call us Serie A. Out of London there, they came. I supported them because I know all the players that was playing for them. Thank God for the people that took the cup. As of then, the winner went home with 200,000. The second team went home with 150,000, and the third team went home with 100,000. So after that, we saw the joy that those people felt as of that time. Wow. See, man, there is one reason for an existence, which is to deposit our life into somebody. Because always when you make somebody happy, you become the person as of that time. You reflect the person as of that time. So seeing all those things gave me joy to continue. I say, man, there was a day that I was just walking out of the stadium and I felt, man, what if engaging us in something that the town will still benefit? I came up with the concept and the idea of the Nsukka marathon race. In that Nsukka marathon race, it was a very glorious and wonderful part because we try to give from ourselves. It was nationwide because Lion FM aired it, Voice FM aired it, Dream FM aired it. It was on Facebook, it was on Instagram, it was on everywhere that you can mention as of that time. To the glory of God, OCO Word pulled it through. OCO Foundation pulled it through. We loved it, we cherished it because it was something that gives people joy. It was something that reflects their image within our world. Somebody playing with Chelsea today, we know how much the person is going to get. If you are playing with Real Madrid, you know how much that you are going to make from that. So that is why OCO gave it a thought to have this platform of five-a-side. On how we are moving, it was just so wonderful. The town was just so getting better, and we said, what next must we do? And the idea and the concept of Nsukka most beautiful girl. Wow. I still remember the team that came up with such idea. I worked with them then. I enjoyed working with them. I wanted us to nurture it together so that the whole stuff will grow and everybody will love it. Now, when all these things was happening, when all these things was going on, everybody was just buying into it. We said, man, OCO Foundation, you are here to impact the society. You are here to give to those ones who don't have. I started involving hospitals. I started involving motherless babies' homes. I started involving those ones who cannot even do anything. I started involving widows, thereby getting food, going to their doorsteps, delivering it to their doorsteps, letting them know that this is a token from OCO Foundation to contribute to their living, to make sure that they are living fine, because there is nothing that we can do than to reflect ourselves in our neighbors. The scripture says that we must love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So for the fact that we are eating, for the fact that we have something that we are doing, and you look around and there is something that you can do at a time, the most important and the glorious thing that you can do as of that time is to give to those ones who is around you. Because thank God that you have. You can't really say that it's because you have it is the grace. So we'll always reflect the glory of God by extending to those ones who is around us. OCO Foundation couldn't stop from there. We said, what must we do again to move on? The Nsukka most beautiful girl, like I said, introduced this very individual, this very awesome girls that came up with the idea. Then, from that Nsukka most beautiful girl pageant, gave us Miss Mirabel, Ugu Mirabel. Miss Ugu Mirabel is a wonderful girl who piloted everything that was coming from OCO Foundation and OCO World and everything, still doing everything to make sure that OCO World still come to the limelight. She's still doing, she's working. I must recommend her. She is a wonderful and glorious girl to work with. Miss Mirabel, from this very part, OCO is still appreciating your crown. The 2019 Miss Adada in Nsukka local government. We appreciate the effort, the things that you did to still keep us in this place that we are today. When she was reigning in 2019 into 2020, we continued with all the activities, the Nsukka 5-a-side football competition, the Nsukka Bet Niger marathon race, and the Nsukka most beautiful girl. In 2020, I thank God for the improvements that we made, because Mirabel went home with 200,000 naira, and her second runner-up, or the first runner-up, as they call it there, the winner go home with 200,000 naira, and the first runner-up, which who is Miss Ifunanya, came up the second runner-up and went home with the sum of 150,000, and Miss Harriet took the second runner-up and went home with the sum of 100,000 naira, and we had because the event was done in a way where we have 6 queens. 6 queens will be representing all the 6 local governments that we have in Adada, which is Ibotiti local government, Nsukka local government, Udelu local government, Iboize South local government, Iboize North local government, and Ozuwani local government. In these 3 local governments, there was a queen that was representing all of them. So, but the first queen, their queen becomes the most brilliant. But before we get to that place, we crown 6 queens representing all the local governments. Then the 6th queens is now going to compete. And when they compete, we are going to see who becomes the most intelligent, who can lead the crown, who Nsukka will be very proud that they have as queen. So these people now getting their own Miss, like we call Miss Adada, we had Miss Heritage, we had Miss Heritage, Miss Tourism, Miss OCO, Miss Bold and Beauty, and there is this last one again that they call themselves. So, but we just count these 6 queens to give us that room to recognize all the local government that are comprised of Adada, because whenever we mention Nsukka, we are looking at the world, because with the world, we bring in Adada so that they will know that there is a bond between, there is a place that is called Nsukka, and in that Nsukka, because the world only see Nsukka, they don't see Ibeziti, they don't see Udenu, they don't see all these local government that are around Nsukka, but they only see Nsukka. Why? Because of University of Nigeria Nsukka that is in Nsukka local government. So when we mention that Nsukka, we are mentioning it, capturing all the local governments that surrounds Nsukka, which I just mentioned. So from there, we continued, and this very persons that emerged the winner from that very particular event of 2019 gave birth to the second edition, Nsukka Most Beautiful Girl 2020. In that 2020, which we are still enjoying the leadership of Miss Mavis Aromachizoba. She is a wonderful girl. She's a wonderful girl. I must recommend her for her kind of person. She's just so herself. And I love people who always present themselves but themselves, not try to be somebody else. You are just so great. I must recommend you for being part of OCO World and still projecting OCO World to the limelight. We continued from there. We said, okay, in 2020, that since we have something of, we now have football, we now have women activity, which is Nsukka Most Beautiful Girl, that we need to go beyond that. We need to have some certain things that we must still involve people. You don't have to be you don't have to be too young to play football. You don't have to be a very young girl to be into beauty contest. So we said that, okay, this one was not happening in 2020. We said, okay, let us come up with the Nsukka Talent Showcase. This idea started in 2020. And on how we started with 2020, I thank God for my friend, Mr. Emeka Idoko, generally known, aka Coach Emeka Idoko. This man and the young man is a wonderful guy that have the intention of moving Nsukka forward. That is why I choose to work with him. Emeka Idoko is a football lover. He came to me and he said, okay, there is an idea whereby we engage the secondary school students into what we are doing. OCO World, we don't have option because we have been given the grace to look out, to search out those wonderful things that we must do to bring Nsukka to the world. What we are doing is one like none. OCO Foundation, through Emeka, who brought in the idea in 2020, said that there is need for us to engage the secondary school into what we are doing. I said, in what way can we do that? He said, football. Say that for so many long now that football, secondary school football is nothing you can write home about everywhere in the country. If there is anything that I can do to still bring these people into what we are doing, man, I say, man, what are we going to do now? We don't have any option that to still push NSK to the world, Nsukka to the world. When I mention NSK, I mean Nsukka to the world, I mean Adada to the world, I mean Iboti to the world, I mean Udenu to the world, I mean Uzowani to the world, I mean Iboeze South to the world, I mean Iboeze North to the world, I mean everybody to the world. Bringing up such thing is an idea, is a concept that I welcome, that I appreciate and I cherished. I told him, okay, let him organize the school game masters. Let us start up something, and COVID-19 came through again in 2020. We said, okay, let us put it aside and continue with whatsoever thing that we are doing until the measures that was given for COVID-19 came. So we started restricting, we stopped everything about 5%, we stopped everything about the football, we stopped everything about talent showcase that was supposed to happen at March 2020 and shifted it to 2021. Then our beauty pageant still happened because by December 30th of 2020, everything was started reducing, all the measures started reducing everything. So we had to host the event. Wow, Chike was there. Chike was there. Chike performed live in Nsukka. OCO Foundation brought Chike live in Nsukka in 2020 at the Ikenga Hotel. It was wonderful that the people never knew that such a thing could happen in Nsukka. Coming from a body who believe that there is need to bring Nsukka again to the limelight in Southeast. Because Nsukka is the home of Southeast. Nsukka is the home. When you talk about the home, a place where you can come and feel at home, you mention Nsukka. That is why we had the person of Zik, Nnamdi Azikiwe, in Nsukka. He lived all his life in Nsukka. After he became everything, he toyed around the world. He took a home in Nsukka. That is why I must say Nsukka is the home of Southeast, where everybody can come and feel at home because of the cool and the wonderful weather that we have in Nsukka local government. We pushed everything that we will be doing in 2021 because COVID-19 has put stop in everything that we are doing as of that time, as of 2020. Then in 2021, we said, okay, the person, Mr. Coach, come up with your the football stuff. Let us start the secondary school football. As I speak with you now, this football competition, they are going to play the final this very Friday on 18th June, 3 days to go from today. On 18th June, they are going to play the final in that very particular day. Everybody will be there to watch that football. Secondary school students displaying their talent in that field, courtesy of OCO Foundation. So I would encourage everybody that is in Nsukka and in Enugu State to come to that place and see OCO World with their eyes and witness the glorious thing that OCO World has been doing. Then on 25th of this June 2021, we are having Nsukka Talent Showcase, the grand finale of Nsukka Talent Showcase. This very episode is the first of its kind, and It was supposed to happen in 2020, but because of COVID-19, it is happening in 2021. And we are going to have glorious presence. The people that is going to display their talent, the wonderful people that is going to display their talent, that are students of Nsukka here, and that are from Nsukka here, which comprises of all the local government in Nsukka, in Enugu North. They are going to come and display their talent, and the glorious thing at this time is that the winner is going home with 3 million. The 3 million is used to set him up in the area that he specializes. If it's in music, if it's in dancing, if it's in anywhere that he wins, we are going to give him 500,000 naira cash as a cash prize and invest 2.5 million naira in him to make him whom God has destined him to be, which OCO Foundation will make sure that we put him in that state. Thereby the world, knowing that he came and he emerged from Nsukka Talent Showcase. Odumeje is going to be there to bless this ground. The great prophet of our time, the lion himself, the Ndaboski, is going to be present as of June 25th in Nsukka. I thank the persons and the person, I must call him a person, who feel, and when I say a person, I call a group of persons who has come together to say, man, we are going to be part of OCO world. We have seen everything that they are doing, and we want to be with them. We want to work with them. We want to make sure that this thing, that this light that has come in Nsukka, that they want to be part of it. We talk about the Matrix XO. The Matrix XO Club is a club that has said, okay, as a club, we are going to come together and to make sure that Nsukka is projected to the world. These are collective individuals who are productive, who has come together and said that they can make Nsukka great again, individually on the part. See what OCO World is doing. They say that it is going to be glorious to partner with OCO World. Immediately we stop the event at about 12 to 1 a.m. in the morning on that Nsukka Talent Showcase. Everybody is expected to move down to the Matrix SO Club. It is going to be a glorious day. I would encourage everybody or any person or a group of persons who have seen what OCO World is doing in Nsukka, as a government, as any person that's known that the interest of what we are doing in this thing in Nsukka is to project Nsukka to the world. We, as a body, as a company, to welcome you in moving Nsukka to the world. OCO World is an umbrella that has sworn that Nsukka can never be the same again. And we can do it by the grace of God, or by the special grace of God. He has empowered us to do it. But we cannot do it without the involvement of you. You are the reason for us to start it, because you are here and you live here and you are from here. So I encourage every person who is around, who is far off. If you are from Nsukka, if you have interest in Nsukka, if you are in Nsukka, if there is anything that you are doing, to be part of anything that OCO World is doing. Because the reason is making Nsukka different in all the space of life within Enugu State and beyond. We encourage you, and we know that we will be hearing from you and expecting to see you all in that arena, meeting with great and wonderful persons in Nsukka local government. From here, from me, OCO World and Mr. Okwudili, Celestine Okwudili, appreciate you and expect to see you on that ground.